Hey guys, Marissa at KitchenTableStamper.com. I've got this adorable Your Friendship Warms My Heart note card for you today. But first, I wanted to just show you a card that we did on Facebook Live a couple of Fridays ago. This was the card. If you follow Kitchen Table Stamper on Facebook, you might recall this card from a Facebook Live that I did. I challenged you guys to case this card and to share it in the Kitchen Table Stamper Craft Social. And so I've taken the challenge seriously myself, and I have cased this card and made this beautiful Your Friendship Warms My Heart note card. All right, so you can see the cards side by side, super simple case. And this card is one of the cards that we'll be making at Paper and Ink Card Class in my Rolling Meadows home studio on October 25th, 2018. So if you live in the Chicago area and you're interested in taking some card making classes with me, reach out, Marissa at KitchenTableStamper.com. This is one of the cards that we are offering at Coffee and a Card on Wednesdays in October. So my Coffee and a Card is your choice of a card. I put out lots of different card kits. This is one of the card kits. That's how it got to be a Facebook Live video. October 10th and October 24th, 10 a.m. to noon, it's a drop-in. And if you want information about that daytime drop-in, you can email me. All right, so these are some of the class samples that I have going on. This was the original. This is the case. This is the one that we're gonna make today. All right, let's go through the Stampin' Up! Supplies that you'll need to make this card. I thought we'd start with a quick peek of the Frosted Florals Designer Series paper that I'm using to make this card. So here are the B-side patterns. They're gorgeous, they're shimmery pearl paper. They've got an awesome feel, smooth on both sides, not a super heavy weight. Here's the A sides that all feature a multicolor floral that is great for all year round. Springy colors, fall colors, these wintry cool sprigs. Let me show you the back of that. Look at that gorgeous spring floral versus this one that's got a more fall color palette. This designer series paper is amazing. We all have a lot of designer series paper, I know, but none like this. Look at this beautiful vine pattern. And then here is one that's kind of like ferns, or no, more like evergreens and thistles. Just a really cool pattern. All right, so that's the Frosted Floral, and each one has this awesome shimmer. I think the shimmer's catching the light there, so you can see. I've used my Spirited Snowman stamp set. This is one of the stamp set included classes that I'm going to feature in December. Registration will open for that in November. I used my Stitched Shapes framelits to cut the largest stitched square. My ink for this project, Memento Tuxedo Black, Tranquil Tide, and I'm going to color my snowman with Stampin' Blends. So let me just show you real quick what I got. I've got light and dark smoky slate, light basic black, dark mint macaron, light shaded spruce, light pool party, pumpkin pie combo, dark soft suede, and a color lifter. And those are all listed on the project sheet along with measurements. You can print the project sheet by clicking the link below the video. If you're on YouTube, it'll take you to the blog, and the link on the blog is directly under the embedded video. Okay, so you can get all the supply list and measurements. It's all there for you. I use my Tailor Tag Punch to do my dovetails. I love a multitasker. And the supplies, the consumable supplies here. I have a Whisper White card base that is 8.5 by 5.5 and scored at 4 1/4. I did not use the thick. I went for the regular Whisper White because it is a relatively simple card, not a lot of heavy layers or embellishments patterns. These are 1 1/4 by 5 1/4. My largest stitched square from Whisper White. And then I've got a 1/2 inch strip of Whisper White, just a scrap for my sentiment. Somewhere here, here it is, I have a tiny little 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch piece of designer series paper. On this card, I'm going to use this smoky slate pattern, and on this one I used the little bit of Tranquil Tide, and I'm just using it as kind of an end cap for the greeting sentiment. I think it's a cute little detail, and you're just using up a scrap, so no expense. All right, so let's get started. We're gonna do some stamping. I'm going to ink up my snowman with Memento and stamp him off center on the stitched square, and off center so that we have room for that little tag and bow detail, the embellishments. So there's our dude. We'll let him dry for just a second while we get our greeting. I've got your friendship warms my heart, and we're gonna stamp that one with Tranquil Tide, and we're gonna stamp it on the end of this 1/2 inch scrap here. Make sure I stamp it right side up. Do you guys have that problem too? All right. So there's my greeting in Tranquil Tide. Clear away the ink pads. We're gonna do some coloring. I didn't do a lot of shading on this guy, but there is a little bit, and some of it's rather subtle. Take or leave it. If you want something that's a little bit less fiddly, go ahead and just color in. His boots, I'm coloring with the light and now the dark smoky slate. I'm just drawing a little shadow in down the back and bottom of the boot, and where the colors meet, or the shades meet, I'm gonna just blend with the lighter shade. Now for his hat here, at the bottom of the ball and at the brim of the hat, just a little bit of the light smoky slate. And I'm going to take my color lifter and just scribble where the gray meets the white. And what that does is it makes your white look white and shapely and not like you've forgotten it. If you just leave it white, it looks like you've forgotten to color it. So that little trick will give your white things some dimension. Now for his buttons, I'm going with the darker slate and then the lighter basic black. And you can see I'm just dotting a big dot of the smoky slate and a little dot of the basic black. It just gives the tiniest little bit of dimension. Now more white here. The snowman is white. And we're going to do that same kind of idea as we're going to shade him so that it doesn't look like we've forgotten to color him. He looks round and snowy. And how we're doing that is by defining the roundness of each of the snowballs that builds him. So you can see I've gone down along each extreme side, underneath the brim of the hat, underneath the scarf a little bit, and underneath where his torso meets his hips, I guess. And that's with the light pool party. Now, like we did for the hat, where the white and the light pool party meet, we're going to just scribble over with the color lifter and blur that edge. We want a soft fade from white to pool party, which just gives our snowman some shape. His nose is a bitty little area, so you can go straight to the dark pumpkin pie if you like, but I do a little light and then a line of the dark along the bottom of the carrot, and it just gives the carrot a little bit of roundness. I've got my my soft suede here. It's the dark one, and I'm just simply coloring in his little twig arms, and don't forget his legs there sticking out of his boots. Now for the fun pop of color here, I've got the dark mint macaron, and I'm going to do every other segment on his scarf and the polka dots on his hat, and then the light shaded spruce. I'm going to fill in the remainder of the hat and every other segment on his scarf. And there he is, all done. Super cute, don't you think? All right, now slide him aside and let me bring in the card base here, sample, so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to apply my designer series paper to my card base, and I'm just doing it with bits of fast fuse here. You could use snail. I'm going to put my lighter blue-green here, my mint macaron, against the edge of the card, looking for a pretty equal border across the top, left side and bottom. And we'll go with our silvery slate color here. And we're gonna put that dude opposite placement. So we want a border, top, bottom, and right. Now we'll come in with our little tranquil tide piece. Oh, gotta get that dude rolling. All right. And we'll center the last piece in between. Simple layout, a great layout for card making, for quick card making. Now I have my tailored tag punch here, and I'm just gonna slide my greeting in and back out. Make an appropriate little dovetail cut. Now my scrap is a little bit long, and that's okay. We're gonna deal with that right now. Kind of dry fit my sentiment. And I'm gonna add a little bit of adhesive. You can use liquid or snail here, little fast fuse. It was just on the clearance rack. And what I'm gonna do is add my designer series paper to the end of the strip so that it just overlaps that dry fit square. And I'm just gonna trim off the excess Whisper White. So there's our greeting. Let's go ahead and adhere our snowman panel. Super quick card. I really would love to see your case of this card. Get your Stampin' Up! Supplies. Make a card using this layout and share on the craft social. I'd love to see what you're up to. All right, a little more fast fuse on our greeting panel. And we want to tuck it in so that it's just across the top of the boots and under the button. Across our snowman's middle. Now, here's where things get really exciting. I've pulled out my shimmer basic gray ribbon. This was from Celebration last year, but it was a perfect size and color, and I have it, and it was free. So I'm using it. You can use a little silver ribbon here. You can use a little bit of the gray that was just on the clearance rack. You can grab a little Whisper White baker's twine and wrap and make a little bow there, whatever you like to embellish. I am giving myself permission to stash bust, and I'm giving you permission to. You don't always have to buy the newest. I have a little hoard of these ribbons from Celebration, and I am going to enjoy them. I encourage you to enjoy the things that you have too. Don't hoard them, use them. Make beautiful things. All right, so there's our little gray bow. Need a mini glue dot for that. And I just add it at the very edge of that little designer series paper cap. And there it is. Your friendship warms my heart. The Spirited Snowmen. If you've got any questions about the card, about Stampin' Up, about classes in the Chicago area, about the challenge to case the card, email me, Marisa at kitchentablestamper.com. Thanks for watching.